president signed into law a new anti-terrorism bill.
You will lose your liberty.
Sometimes the spirit becomes so powerful in a place where it's like electricity. And you can't stay still. And you can't stay still. Power of the spirit. Sometimes the spirit becomes so powerful in a place where it's like electricity. And you can't stay still. And you can't stay still. Power of the spirit.
There is a chance the President of the United States to use this disaster to carry out the New World Order.
This mass terrorism is the new evil in our world today.
Hello, it's March 5th, 2003. I'm Alex Jones, your host. We'll be live the next 58 minutes. Mike went down this weekend and shot some footage of the police state activities at the Mardi Gras celebration. I went down and observed it myself last night and have some comments about how America has degenerated past any mindless decadence ever seen before, and how the people were blind to the police state. We have news of the government sanctioning the torture of children. In fact, last year, it was a Washington Post article where they talked to the section chief of the CIA, and he said, yeah, we get their children and threaten them. They said, this is good. Well, now they have been on dozens of TV shows, hundreds of newspapers, the last 3 days talking about Khalid Muhammad and, well, torturing his children. And the headlines will say, we're not torturing him, we're just causing pain. Or we're just torturing him physically, but that's not torture. It's literal doublespeak. And, well, you saw what happened on 911. Well, I guess when our airmen got tortured in Vietnam when they got captured, that was good? No, it's not good, and the information is not reliable. The globalists are trying to give us their values, give us their mindset. This is to be used domestically and has been being trained in L.A. and New York and other areas that torture is legitimate. We must resist it. Also, it turns out that they claim that they captured Muhammad, this Khalid Muhammad fellow, and killed him last year in a raid on the home and captured the children. And then now they're using the same name again. It's coming out that it's a fake story in the foreign press. I mean, the level of lies is becoming unbelievable. Also, last week I had a county commissioner on from Washington State about concentration camps, a concentration camp federal document for a concentration camp there in the national park that their county resides in. Concentration camps in Okanagan County, KXLY. This is on Infowars.com, last Friday's news post, actually last Thursday's news post. And then I went and got you the Rocky Mountain News on the camps, the incinerators for you and your family. It actually says large incinerators to burn your children. LA Times, concentration camps for citizens. Ashcroft's Hellas Vision. I have Newsmax here for you. I have London Telegraph. Woman judge ran sex ring that killed boy. And we see these every day all over the world. The government runs the child kidnapping rings. DynCorp is the main transporter of kidnapped children. I'm saying their name on the air. Mainstream News, Reuters, that you never heard in your newspaper because Richard Opel and all these other editors screen all that out. FBI recruited and protected violent informants nationwide for decades. Jeff Don of Associated Press. The FBI has murderers on the payroll, committing things for them. So this is serious business. Once tyranny starts, it goes right to the bottom, and I have all mainstream here. But something they do throw in your face, something that the dominant media does put out, is how they're getting rid of posse comitatus and bringing out a national ID card through the driver's license. And this Sunday, I went to get my oil changed and was reading some magazines and opened up the March issue, March 3rd, the week of March 3rd issue of Time, and there was this story and this photograph. And it talks about how to have certain jobs, and they want you to have a food service or farming or any type of commercial vehicle. you'll be nationally checked out with a national ID card. Homeland Security actually says everyone will have to have it in the next few years, but they're phasing it in. And here in the photo, it says they're running a checkpoint on a major highway in Florida, and at the checkpoint, it has pictures of Army troops. I don't know if you can see them. There's some back here in the background and one right there in the front there. In the foreground, just, you know, troops. Just nice, you know. This is what they're doing. But I was a kook 5 years ago when I went and shot video of military checkpoints and told you they were quietly getting rid of posse comitatus, the law that restricts that. Now it's in your face, I guess you'll accept it. And one of the worst things I have for you tonight is a 5-part series out of one of the major Hollywood organizations that guides people in script writing. And it comes right out and says they want a ban on guns, and they're going to use Hollywood to demonize the Second Amendment. Now, we know this has been going on for a long time. Now it's out in the open. So we'll give you an, you know, you're there watching NYPD Blue 24 with Keith Sutherland. You're out there watching movies, and you're just accepting all of this when there's more propaganda in movies and in TV fiction programs than there is on the news. And most of America doesn't even watch the news. You're totally mindless. You've been dumbed down. Wake up. Stop being conned. I'll talk to you straight out there. And the Republicans and Democrats have these phony fights over mindless issues, but at the top, they're all together, voting together to destroy sovereignty, to destroy our borders, to destroy our industries, to destroy our liberties, to bring us into a world government. And last week I showed you the New York Times, a new world order. The UN will regulate and run America. And Bush is legitimizing the UN. It's empowering the left and right. It's totally phony. The amount of information I have tonight, I could spend hours on this. And we do a live show in this 2003-2004 series year every Wednesday from 8 to 9 p.m. Channel 10. And then I come back live on Thursdays from 4:30 to 6 p.m.